What's going on, you guys? My name is Morgan. Welcome back to another video. So it's so weird getting back into these videos. It really is. So I did my first video back, I think it was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I edited it, did everything for it, and then the bad news came in, which it doesn't ever seem to stop with the bad news. So I've been doing dog videos for the longest time. I love my dogs, but Duke is one of my oldest dogs, and I've got the unfortunate news that Duke is in heart failure, most likely. The vet did give him a grade 5 on the heart murmur scale. His lungs, his liver, and his heart are all enlarged. There is fluid around his liver or around his lungs, causing coughing. They are not sure if it's due to his heart or due to his lungs. So he has to get an echocardiogram along with 2 other tests, but the echocardiogram is what I'm worried about the most, as well as the vet. So the cardiologists near me are booked out months in advance. Not even like a month, like months. And then you have one of the veterinary schools or veterinary hospitals. Well, it's veterinary school. They're booked out over a year for this one veterinary school. So it becomes, what am I going to do? So I'm going to take him to the ER for this veterinary school and get him in as long as the cardiologist is there and get him seen. But during the cold snap, because we got a lot of really, really bad cold, north of us got snow. We got ice, but they got, I think, 12 inches of snow. My mentor still has ice on her driveway, which it's difficult for her to drive because she's out in the country. But bottom line is, while it has gone away now, the cough, he is still coughing on occasion. He is still diagnosed with a heart murmur and most likely heart failure. Now, I think if you've been here long enough, you'll know that Dot was in heart failure for a while. She lived to be 11 years old before passing a little bit after Thanksgiving in 2021. Well, I'm used to dealing with heart failure at this point, but that with Dot, it wasn't all these other issues. Dot didn't get pneumonia. Her heart was enlarged, and that was it. Duke has his heart, his liver, and his lungs that are all enlarged, which is why that he needs the echocardiogram versus Dot, who did not need an echocardiogram because it was just this one thing. Now it's all these organs that we're in a situation where I don't entirely know exactly what to do. He needs the echocardiogram, which I want to do, and no, it is not cheap. But the bottom line is he's in this shape that hopefully, there's no getting better. There's no coming back from this with Duke, especially with his age. So all I can really do is hope that the medication works and we get the answers that we need. But like I was saying, this is not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. This is a very complicated situation with him. I'm watching Ghost right now. Ghost is being Ghost. She's being a goober. Ghost is always Ghost. It's hard to believe she can't hear me. I still struggle when talking to her. But bottom line, that is the situation with Duke. And then Rosemary needs a double knee surgery. So Rosemary decided, I'm going to go fly off the couch. And here we are. They said she has patellar luxation in both of her knees. They did not do an x-ray, but any orthopedist wants an x-ray, so I'm going to go get an x-ray done on her and see where it's at. Because they did say if it's level 1 or 2, she does not need surgery, and we can manage it with medication, which includes pain medication, anti-inflammatories. But if it's higher than a 1 or 2, most likely she will need the surgery, and that's not a cheap surgery either. Orthopedists or specialists are usually very expensive. I actually looked up the surgery. They start at $1,000 depending on what state you're in, and they can go up to $10,000 depending on the dog and what state you're in, obviously. So obviously this is a lot to take in and a lot going on with the dogs. I don't really entirely know where to begin on all this. It's safe to say. But luckily, I have a good vet. There's a new vet that's been taking care of the dogs lately, and I'm very, very grateful. She is the best, though she does still refer to my other vet when there's a complicated situation like Duke's. Bottom line is, there's all this stuff going on, and hopefully we can get it settled and taken care of. But unfortunately, this is a no-win situation with either of them. I know what end-stage heart failure looks like. I know what happens at the end. I'm not even sure if they'll neuter him. He's been needing to get neutered, but between his health, it's always something with his health, between pneumonia and a cold. So now it's being a heart murmur and heart failure. We have to see the regular surgical vets for him to decide. And then Rosemary, obviously the orthopedist, she is doing a lot better, especially since it's not cold. But she has to be careful. I have to help her in and out of her kennel. She cannot get up on the bed. It's just always something with them. But like I said, they are doing better. You can't win for losing right now. The bottom line. But from here we just monitor, and I'll probably do updates with Duke because this is something where I can share it with you guys because I never shared Dot's journey with y'all. So I'm gonna be sure to share Duke's because not everybody knows what to look for with heart failure or a heart murmur and what bottom lines are. But anyways, here we are. But here's a video of Duke when we went to the vet. He was the best boy when we went to the vet. I don't know what it is. He has been amazing ever since this diagnosis came out. He's been so sweet with people and so gentle. He hated the vet the time before this that we went, and they tried to do his nails. He hated the vet. Now he's been the best boy ever. He loves just going anywhere. But him and Rosemary are attached to the hip. I think that's part of it. Rosemary's still a turd. Still a little itty bitty teeny tiny turd. But anyways, that's bottom line what's going on with the dogs. I'm hoping to continue to start doing dog videos again, whether it's food type videos, hauls, and the like. I'm still working on other videos we can do with the dogs and information videos, so on and so forth. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys later.